Hi friends, welcome to my YouTube channel SS Analysis. First of all, I would like to tell you that if you're watching this video first time, subscribe my channel to see my more upcoming videos on analysis of different commodities and equity indices. And second important thing is to watch this video till its end to understand this solely to take your decision. Your one like will motivate me to be regular in working more hard for you. So let us start the day to analyze the movements of S&P 500 futures in different time frames. So friends, here you can see a weekly chart of S&P 500 futures. Here you can see how the S&P 500 futures have attained a fresh high at the levels of 4403. So friends, here you can see that how the S&P 500 futures found a sharp reversal during the last week from the levels of 4226 and finally tested a high at the levels of 4408 on the last Friday and finally closed the week at the levels of 4403. So friends, here I find that the fresh high has heightened fear manifold among the investors that what is next beyond this level. So friends, here I find that during the upcoming week it will be very important that how the S&P 500 futures start the upcoming week. Will it be a gap down opening or will it be a gap up opening? It will define the final directional move before the next Federal Reserve meeting, when the Federal Reserve is going to take a decision on July 28th on interest rate to control the going inflation. Friends, here I find that what if the Fed continues with the same monetary policy while dealing with going inflation on July 28th? This will be very decisive for the global equity markets. So friends, here I find that if the Fed continues with the same monetary policy, we'll see a sharp sell-off could follow the Fed meet on July 28th. So friends, here I find that during the upcoming week, we'll have to see that whether the S&P 500 futures will able to cross the final resistance at the levels of 4444, which seems to be in psychological resistance for S&P 500 futures, because earlier I find that the level of 3333 was a tough resistance level for S&P 500 futures, whereas an upward move above the levels of 3333 during the month of January 2020 resulted in a sharp, steep downward move when the COVID-19 was declared as a pandemic in January 2020. The S&P 500 futures showed a steep downward move, which continued during the month of February and March, when finally on March 23rd, the S&P 500 futures had tested the levels of 2174, and from here, if we draw an angle for this steep upward move. So friends, here I find that above this uptrend, the S&P 500 futures currently trading amid the overbought territory, which could result in a sharp downward move anytime. I find that perhaps the US equity markets are waiting for an excuse to come down from such heights, where I find that if the S&P 500 futures are not able to hold above the levels of 4188 after the FOMC meeting on July 28th, we will see this fall to continue, where the immediate support for S&P 500 futures will be at the levels of 4032, where the 26 days moving average could provide some support. But here a breakdown below this level could continue this downward trend in the S&P 500 futures, whereas this fall could be more steeper below the levels of 3928. And I find that if we find this weekly closing below the levels of 3928, we'll see this fall to continue during the month of August and September, where I find that the S&P 500 futures could even test the levels of 2915 on the lower side, and finally this could be my final target for this fall at 2575. So friends, here I find that if the S&P 500 futures are not able to defend the major support. So friends, here I find that if we find the S&P 500 futures to start moving downward after the FOMC meetings, where the Fed is going to take interest rate decision, and here I find that if the Fed continues with the same monetary policy, going inflation could overwhelm the current uncertain condition, where the Delta virus could be the main reason for going fear among the investor, where the uncertainty has achieved new heights along with the markets. So friends, here I find that if the S&P 500 futures close the upcoming week below the levels of 4159, we'll see this fall to continue. So friends, here this will be my decisive zone for the upcoming week, where on the upper side my final resistance will be at the levels of 4444, and on the lower side my support level will be at the levels of 4188. So friends, here I find that a breakout of S&P 500 futures out of this decisive zone will finally decide the final direction move of the S&P 500 futures up to the levels of 2929, where this will be my first target in a steep fall for S&P 500 futures. So friends, now let us have a look at the movements of S&P 500 futures in a daily time frame. So here in a daily time frame, here you can see that how the S&P 500 futures have been maintaining this uptrend amid the mid of this uptrend channel, and finally tried to remain inside the upper end of this uptrend channel but could not sustain here, found stiff resistance here on May 6, 2021, and found a sharp sell-off which resulted in a sharp downward move in S&P 500 futures, when the S&P 500 futures once again tested the mid of this uptrend channel. And friends, here once again the S&P 500 futures is to test the upper end of this uptrend channel. So we'll have to see that whether the S&P 500 futures will be able to sustain above the upper end of this uptrend channel or not. If the S&P 500 futures are not able to beat this resistance, which is currently at the levels of 4455, the S&P 500 futures to take a sharp downward move, where the S&P 500 futures could beat the major support at the lower end of this decisive zone, which is currently at the levels of 4195. And friends, here I find that if the S&P 500 futures are not able to hold above the upper end of Ichimoku cloud, which is currently at the levels of 4182, we see this ride to continue, where a downward move below the levels of 4041 could result in a sharp sell-off, which could push the S&P 500 futures up to the levels of 3417, up to I find that the BS could test these levels. Friends, here I find that the S&P 500 futures could even test these levels during this fall. So friends, be ready to see an action in the S&P 500 futures. Thank you friends, thanks for watching this video. If you like this video, don't forget to share this video with your more and more friends. Thank you.